we are taking a break from the Sermon on the Mount. In church, we're doing a hymn sing, and I'm picking hymns, and we're doing backgrounds to hymns. And I just wanted a little devotional to sort of go in that and be able to do it online. I decided to do a little more personal reflection. Now, I'm always a little hesitant to do these for a number of reasons. I'm a pretty private person, and I don't want to look like I'm trying to grab at sympathy. And people sometimes overreact to kind of what's going on for me or for my family, and so I'm not trying to do this as a big sympathy grab. But I felt like some of the things that God's been teaching me are things I should maybe share with everybody else. So I'm going to share a little more personally today, kind of for a devotion or a mini sermon. And so here it is. I'm tired. Anybody else tired? I mean, I've been flirting with burnout, I think, for a couple months now. These are just strange, anxious times. I'm trying to manage my family and manage my church, trying to lead us through all of this. And I run out of energy so quick, and I'm anxious and grumpy, and I feel it, and I know it, and I almost can't do anything about it. And I've had some days in the last month or so where I just can barely get up. And, I've had some challenges with anxiety before, but it's just been building. And so in some ways, I've liked the creativity of the coronavirus period, and I've liked being pushed. I'm not a fan of, like, the way it's always been. So I like when we have to be creative and think outside the box. I've liked some of the challenge, but man, I'm just getting tired, right? And all of the rhythms of life are so different, and there's so much unknown about the future. I like being able to work from home and be around my kids, but it also kind of messes with the life-work balance, right? You sort of get those things sort of blurred. And I found when the going gets tough, when there's a lot of challenges, people have one of two reactions typically. Some people get overwhelmed and end up sort of freezing. And then other people like put their head down and push forward and just keep pushing till they're about done. And I married the first type, and I am the second type. Okay, and so I've just been sort of driving, and now I'm feeling tired. And I don't think it's just me. This is J.R. Tolkien in Lord of the Rings has Bilbo Baggins in his old age talk about how he says, I feel thin, sort of stretched, like butter scraped over too much bread. And that's how I feel. That's how I think a lot of people are feeling. One of the things that God is teaching me right now is that I need to rest. I feel like God has taught me this before, but apparently it didn't take, because I'm having to learn it again. I've been reflecting a lot on the idea of Sabbath. Now, Sabbath in the Bible is God's gift to the people after they come out of Egypt. And they've been slaves. They've been treated as things. And your worth was basically how many bricks you could make or what you could accomplish in a day. And so God gives them this blessing of rest and says, take one day a week to not work, to rest, to trust God to take care of you, that you've done enough in 6 days that God can stretch that to take care of you in day number 7. In fact, some of the rabbis used to talk about Sabbath as the wedding ring of God, part of the promise to the people. I mean, Sabbath says you're more than what you accomplish. You're more than the sum of what you can get done and what you produce. Sabbath says that you have a choice, that you can live life differently, that you don't have to be a cog in the wheel, but you can actually make a choice to think long term, to not just work hard over the next 7 days, but to work hard over the next 7 weeks and 7 years and over a lifetime, to take the long view. Sabbath is this great gift that we don't often do. And I wish that we would, and I wish that I did. And I don't always. In fact, a lot of Sabbaths I work because it's Sunday, right? So in the last couple of weeks, God has been challenging me to think through Sabbath. It's actually more like He gave me no choice. Like I had no energy, and so you need to rest. And um, last week, I really just decided I needed to rest for a couple days. I needed to take a couple days off. So Sunday after church, and all day Monday and all day Tuesday, I did no work. I did no church work. I did very little housework or anything like that. I think I cooked a meal or something, but I did not do very much. I really took some time to just rest, to sleep, to catch up on Netflix, to read, and then to sleep some more. Now, I wish I could tell you that this was a great experiment and I felt awesome, but you know what? It kind of stunk. Okay, I was kind of miserable. I was kind of groggy. I was kind of grumpy. I found that when I stopped, it's like the adrenaline stopped, and I had to sort of detox. But here's what I found: when I stopped running, I realized how much I was running. Okay, when I stopped for a couple of days and didn't accomplish anything, I realized how much I had put my self-worth into what I was accomplishing and what I was doing. When I came back on Wednesday, I went to a Panera Bread, and I got more done that morning than I had like almost the entire week before that. Um, but of course, I don't have any energy reserves, so that quickly wore out, and I've had to continue to learn how to pace and to rest. My reserves aren't quite built up; they're still depleted. Now, again, I'm not trying to tell you this because I want extra sympathy. To be honest, I have way less demands in my work than a lot of other people do. I don't have a lot on the schedule. I'm able to work kind of from wherever. Um, it's part of my job to study and to read and to learn and grow, and so I'm able to take care of those things. I wasn't laid off. I worked through all of this. Okay, and so I'm not trying to get a lot of extra sympathy. Uh, but what I'm noticing is if this is hard for me to do, and I confess that it really is, it's a struggle, but it's really needed for me. As your pastor, I'm worried about you all because I think a lot of us are running ragged. I think a lot of us are like butter spread on too much toast right now. And if you listen to the way people are talking to each other, the way people have the looks people have on their faces, or the half you can see in the grocery store, I mean, people are worn out. And I think we need to rest. I think we need some Sabbath. And here's the real challenge. The real challenge is there's no end in sight, right? Like all of us that are parents and grandparents are wondering what's going to happen with school, what's going to happen with football, what's going to happen with college football, what's going to happen with work, what's going to happen with church. There's so much we don't know. And for heaven's sake, there's an election coming up. Remember how bad that was last time? And I think this one's possibly going to be worse. The reaction, the contentiousness of the election, it's going to be a long haul. And I just want to encourage you to rest, okay? To take some time to do whatever you do to rest, okay? Sit by the pool, read a book, watch a Netflix show, chow down on a bag of M&Ms. I mean, whatever it is that you need to do to rest, find that space to rest. Find that space. Give that space to the Holy Spirit to replenish and to refresh you. Because we're all running a little bit ragged right now. So go rest. Take an afternoon off, take a day off, and rest. I've had to learn how to do that and how to pay attention to my pacing and how to take a long view through all of this stuff that's going on in our world. My encouragement to you is to find some Sabbath. Find some rest.